Treaty of Tripoli. Treaty of Peace and Friendship between the United States and the Bey and subjects of Tripoli of Barbary. Annals of Congress, 5th Congress, page 3094 through 3095. Article 1. There is a firm perpetual peace and friendship between the United States of America and the Bey and subjects of Tripoli of Barbary, made by free consent of both parties and guaranteed by the most potent Dey and Regency of Algiers. Article 2. If any goods belonging to any nation with which either the parties is at war shall be loaded on board of vessels belonging to the other party, they shall pass free, and no attempt shall be made to take or detain them. Interesting. Your vessel, your means of transportation, your conveyance. Interesting. Shall pass free. No registration, no DMV. Article 3. Any citizens, subjects, or effects belonging to each party shall be found on board a prize vessel taken from any enemy by the other party, which citizens or subjects shall be set at liberty, and the effects restored to the owners. Article 4. Proper passports are to be given to all vessels of both parties by which they are to be known. And considering the distance between the two countries, 18 months from the date of this treaty shall be allowed for the procuring such passports. During this interval and other papers belonging such vessels should be sufficient for their protection. Article 5. A citizen or subject of either party, having both a prize vessel condemned by the other party or by any other nation, the certificates of condemnation and bill of sale shall be the sufficient passport for such vessel for 1 year, this being a reasonable time for her to procure a proper passport. Article 6. Vessels of each party putting into the ports of the other and having need for provision of such other supplies, they shall be furnished at the market price, and each such vessel shall put in from a disaster at sea and have occasion to repair, she shall be at liberty to land and remark her cargo without paying any duties, but in case shall be compelled to the land her cargo. Article 7. Should a vessel of either party be cast on the shore of the other, all proper assistance shall be given to her and her people. To pillage shall be allowed. The property shall remain at the disposition of the owners, and the crew protected and supported till they can be sent to the other country. Article 8. If a vessel party should be attacked by an enemy within gunshot of the forts of the other, she shall be defended as much as possible. If she be in port, she shall not be seized on or attacked when it is in the power of the other to protect her. And when she proceeds to sea, no enemy shall be allowed to pursue her from the same port within the 24 hours after her departure. Article 9. Commerce between the United States and Tripoli. The protection to be given to merchants, masters of vessels, and seamen. Reciprocal right of the establishing consuls in each country, and the privileges, immunities, and jurisdiction to be on the same footing with those of the most favored nations, respectively. Hmm. Article 10. The money and presents demanded by the Bey of Tripoli as a full satisfactory consideration on his part and on the part of his subjects for this treaty of perpetual peace and friendship, for acknowledged to have been received by him previous to his signing the same, according to a receipt with hereunto annexed, except such as part as is promised on the part of the United States to be delivered and paid by them on arrival of their consul in Tripoli, of which part a note is likewise hereunto annexed, and no pretense of any periodic tribute to further payments is ever to be made by either party. Article 11. As the government of the United States of America is not in any sense founded on Christian religion, as it has in itself no character of enmity against the laws, religions, or tranquillity of Moslems, and as said states ever entered into any war or act of hostility against any Mohammedan nation, it is declared by the parties that no pretext arising from religious opinion shall ever produce an interruption of the harmony between the two countries. Article 12. In case of any dispute arising from a violation of any articles in this treaty, no appeal be made to arms, nor shall war be declared on any pretext whatever. But if counsel residing at the place where the dispute shall happen shall not be able to settle the same, an amicable reference shall be made to the mutual friendship of the parties. The day of Algiers, the parties hereby engaging to abide by his decision, and he, by virtue of signature by this treaty, engages for himself and successors to declare justice of the case according to the true interpretation of the treaty, and to use all the means in his power to enforce the observance of the same. Signed and sealed at Tripoli of Barbary, the third day of Junad in the year of the Hagira 1211, corresponding with the fourth day of November 1796, by Joseph Bashwa Mohammed Bey, Mamet Treasurer, Ahmet Minister of Marine, Solomon Kaya, Galil General of Troops, Mohammed Commander of the City, Ahmet Chamberlain, Ali Chief of Divan, Mamet Secretary, signed and sealed at Algiers the fourth day of Agril 1211, corresponding with the third day of January 1797, by Hassan Bashwa, Day, and the agent plenipotentiary of the United States of America, Joel Barlow. Now, we already know about the Treaty of Peace and Friendship 1786-1787 between Morocco and the United States. Here is another treaty between the United States and these same Moroccan nationals. Treaty of Tripoli. Subjects of Tripoli and Barbary. Let's go to Barbary. Let's see. On a simple Public information inquiry. What do we have here? Let's just put in Barbary. Let's see what pops up. A former name for a Saracen countries of North and Northwestern Africa, together with Moorish Spain. The area was noted between 16th and 18th century. A hunt of pirates. It sounds like a bunch of colorable stuff that'll come up next. But as you can see, just on simple Google search, we're talking about Moorish, right? So a treaty with the Moorish Empire. Oh, the term Barbary Coast was used by Europeans from the 16th century to the early 19th to refer to the coastal regions of North Africa, which are inhabited by the Berber people. The land is part of the modern-day nations of Morocco, Algeria, Tunis, and Libya. Hmm. So this treaty with the Barbary states is talking about Algiers and all this section, Treaty of Peace and Friendship, that was a couple years before this treaty, 2 years before the Constitution, is saying between Morocco and the United States. And then in Article 16 of that treaty, or 15, one of those, it talks about Mexican dollars. So we're talking about a vast landmass. Very interesting. Let's just take a look at that treaty so we can just get the exact article where it talks about the Mexican dollars. Because I put it out there in the atmosphere, so I just gotta just get it straight for the record. Up, Article 16. It shall be made up of the payment of 100 Mexican dollars. So yeah, we have the Treaty of Peace and Friendship between Morocco and the United States. Then we read the Treaty of Tripoli between the Barbary states, which, as we see, Barbary is just the whole enchilada, or what was also referred to the Moorish people or Berber people, Barbary, Moorish, Phoenician, same people. So when we look at this and compare it with the previous treaty, you see we dealing with an empire. So you can't get caught up in the United States citizen game if you were one of the original inhabitants. That's if you were one of the true Americans. Let's go to the dictionary. What a true American is. And by the way, before I do that, Let's touch on these Olmec heads. Let's touch on that first. And we all know Olmec, Old Mexico. Olmec stands for Old Mexico. The Olmecs were the earliest known major Mesoamerican civilization following a progressive development in Soconusco. They occupied the tropical lowlands of the modern-day Mexican states of Veracruz and Tabasco. It has been speculated that the Olmecs derived in part from the neighboring Mocaya and Mixzuca cultures. The Olmecs flourished during the Mesoamerica's formative period, dating roughly from as early as 1500 Berber calendar to about 400 Berber calendar. So we're talking about the pre-Columbian people, people before Christopher Columbus and came in there and brainwashed the people that was there before that. The original inhabitants is the Olmecs. The original inhabitants of the continent of America, North, Central, and South, from Canada, North America, Central America, Mexico, and the islands, were people that look like this. You see this right here? He look like my uncle or something. You see what he got on his head? The same thing I got on my head. A national headdress, a Moroccan headdress. The nationals of that land, the original inhabitants of that land, wore this Moroccan headdress. We read the Treaty of Peace and Friendship between Morocco and the United States. The treaty between the original inhabitants of the continent and the foreign European body politic that called their body politic the United States entered into a treaty with us, the original inhabitants, the bloodline and heirs of these people right here on the screen, the Olmecs, the pre-Columbian original inhabitants, the pyramid builders of the continent of America, the mound builders of the continent of America. So when you look at the back of that $1 bill, don't get all spooked out with the pyramid on the left side. That's show culture. If you are, you know, identifying as Black, Negro, colored, Hispanic, Latino, Puerto Rican, Dominican, all those people are Moroccan. The people that entered into that treaty. You see it. Look at this. The pyramid builders. All the oldest pyramids on this planet is on this continent. Don't let them trick you. They don't want you enforcing the rights of indigenous people. Go to Positive Law Part 2, and you'll see, once you understand who you are, you start understanding what rights that you got coming.